Hello everyone, how are you? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Welcome to my channel, The Last of Us 24 and new video of your favorite series, The Last of Us. We realize many of you have been anticipating news around the project that we've been calling The Last of Us Online. There's no easy way to say this. We've made the incredibly difficult decision to stop development on that game. The studio said that as production on the project ramped up, it became clear that we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. The choices were apparently between becoming a solely live-service game studio in the mold of modern-day Bungie, which makes Destiny 2, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage. The Last of Us Online, which many fans previously referred to as factions after the multiplayer mode from the original 2013 PlayStation 3 game, was first announced during Summer Game Fest 2022. The spin-off was billed as the studio's biggest online experience ever and as large as any of its single-player games. But Naughty Dog never showed the game beyond vague statements and concept art. Then, in May of this year, Bloomberg reported that the production team on the game had been scaled back following negative feedback from an internal review by Bungie, which Sony acquired last year. At the time, the studio posted a statement on Twitter saying that while things were progressing well, the game required more time. By October, however, Kotaku reported that the project had been put on ice amid some internal reshuffling and dozens of contracted developers being laid off. The Last of Us Online was one of a number of new multiplayer projects in development across Sony Studios, as the PlayStation 5 maker invested in a massive shift toward more live service games. In November, Sony revealed during an earnings call that half of the roughly dozen online games it was working on would be delayed past 2025. In the meantime, Naughty Dog is still working on a brand new single-player game it plans to reveal sometime in the future. We realize many of you have been anticipating news around the project that we've been calling The Last of Us Online. There's no easy way to say this. We've made the incredibly difficult decision to stop development on that game. We know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated The Last of Us factions community, who have been following our multiplayer ambitions ardently. We're equally crushed at the studio as we were looking forward to putting it in your hands. We wanted to share with you some background of how we came to this decision. The multiplayer team has been in pre-production with this game since we were working on The Last of Us Part 2, crafting an experience we felt was unique and had tremendous potential. As the multiplayer team iterated on their concept for The Last of Us Online during this time, their vision crystallized, the gameplay got more refined and satisfying, and we were enthusiastic about the direction in which we were headed. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear. To release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage. We are immensely proud of everyone at the studio that touched this project. The learnings and investments in technology from this game will carry into how we develop our projects and will be invaluable in the direction we are headed as a studio. We have more than one ambitious, brand new single-player game that we're working on here at Naughty Dog, and we cannot wait to share more about what comes next when we're ready. Until then, we're incredibly thankful to our community for your support throughout the years. Video game companies have gotten very creative when it comes to punishing cheaters, from cutting their parachute strings in Call of Duty to blowing them up in Grand Theft Auto Online. But Valve just set a new benchmark for trolling players, sending them permabans wrapped up like Christmas presents. The seasonal savagery was discovered by pro Dota 2 player and streamer Mason Venn. He opened the Dota 2 client to see what looked like a surprise gift from Valve. When he opened it, however, the game revealed a highly toxic lump of coal that instantly permabanned him for smurfing, aka playing on a secondary account to bypass the game's skill-based matchmaking rules. "What?" Venn shouted after the gift was revealed. "I got banned." A message appeared on screen notifying him he was blocked from queuing for matches. Here's the moment clipped from his recent Twitch stream via Polygon. Valve alluded to something like this in Dota 2's recent Frostivus 2023 update. "There's no sense denying it," the company wrote. "King Kringle knows. He's checked your behavior score twice, and he's coming with his ban hammer to pulverize the Smurf accounts of all the naughty boys and girls before handing out penalties to their associated main accounts." Smurfing is a common practice in competitive multiplayer games in which skilled players open fresh accounts for the opportunity to dunk on lower-level players. It's fun and entertaining for live streams, unless you're on the receiving end or if you're Valve and trying to maintain the integrity and fairness of your second most popular online game. In September, before this latest wave, the company revealed it banned 90,000 cheaters for indulging in the practice. A fresh batch of alleged Dota 2 cheaters have been finding out that the ban hammer is back. The game's subreddit is full of people getting hit by surprise lumps of toxic coal. While many fans are enjoying the chaos, some thus afflicted players are begging for their accounts back. Vinny is one of them. "I've played Dota for 13 years, he wrote. "I have never once cheated, never abused a bug, never abused any sort of MMR tricks." But the pro did admit to briefly buying an illicit third-party behavior booster to improve his score for in-game communication and staying positive and cordial. That's a big no-no. "I have never in my 13 years of playing Dota 2 ever done anything like this, and when I realized it felt wrong and was the wrong way to go about things, I stopped it. Sadly, you can't undo a mistake you made," he wrote. "I'm asking for a second chance, because I will never do anything like this again, and I never have in the past." 'Tis the season for forgiveness. We'll find out just how generous Valve is feeling.